What comes to mind when you hear scammer? A lone figure in a dark basement? A clumsy email with typos? Think again, because that image, it's a lie. That call from an unknown number, that tempting email, they're not random. They're part of a $1 trillion global industry, a network as sophisticated as any Fortune 500 company. A recent global study by the GASA, encompassing nearly 50,000 participants across 43 countries, revealed a staggering truth. Over 25% of the world's population fell victim to scams or identity theft within a single year. The resulting financial losses, in 2023 alone, global losses from all digital scams reached over $1.026 trillion. To put that into perspective, that's more than the annual GDP of most countries on Earth. These aren't basement dwellers, they're organized professionals operating in plain sight. So, why do we cling to the old stereotype? And how do these massive, hidden operations really work? Have you ever wondered what goes on behind the scenes when you receive a scam call or email? Imagine this, a bustling office filled with dozens of young, energetic agents making call after call, their screens filled with scripts carefully crafted for psychological manipulation. This isn't a random assortment of criminals. It's a highly structured operation designed for maximum efficiency and profitability. Take, for instance, the infamous 2019 tech report scam operation raided by authorities in Uttar Pradesh, North India. The operation was to have agents follow detailed scripts that guided unsuspecting elderly victims in Canada through steps supposedly meant to protect their computers from malware. These scripts were so convincing that victims willingly installed remote access tools, while also unwittingly handing over control to their computer and their sensitive financial data. To fully grasp the extent of their influence, it's essential to analyze the structural levels of their scam operation, revealing how terrifyingly similar they are to legitimate corporations. There are 7 major subgroups to the operation. To begin, the foundation of these operations rests on the entry-level callers. These foot soldiers make the initial contact, using carefully crafted scripts designed for maximum psychological impact. Often young, they're drawn in by the promise of high salaries and bonuses, far exceeding their normal earning potential in their local city by manyfold. Moving up a level, we find the supervisors, often promoted from the entry-level callers with years of experience. They monitor calls in real time, providing guidance and intervening when victims show sign of suspicion. These supervisors expertly diffuse concerns and maintain trust, making sure no potential victim slips through their fingers. Crucial to the financial side are the accountants, who ensure the illicit funds reach their destination. They meticulously log every transaction and manage the flow of money, often from countries like the US and Canada. This involves tactics like using money mules, individuals who transfer funds on their behalf, as well as laundering proceeds through cryptocurrency and, in some cases, even concealing cash and gift cards within express shipping packages. The lifeblood of these operations? HR and recruitment. They fill the ranks with fresh recruits, provide comprehensive scam training, drilling agents on scripts and tactics until deception becomes second nature, while also managing the constant churn of staff, ensuring the machine never stops. Recruiters were also known to target economically desperate young adults, offering tempting salaries and performance-based bonuses that could sometimes reach thousands of dollars monthly, which in third world countries can offer luxurious lifestyles. The last of these operational teams is quality control. This group of silent auditors closely monitors every interaction, continuously refining scripts based on victim reactions and fraud effectiveness, ensuring agents maintain perfect execution of the manipulative tactics and addressing any problems. Overseeing all of the lower-level structure teams are the middle managers, who report to the top organizers. They act as conductors, ensuring daily operations run smoothly and that the flow of illicit funds remains consistent. And lastly, at the apex, are the top organizers, the masterminds. They orchestrate the entire scam network, managing complex finances, devise new scams, cultivate corrupt alliances, and carefully plot their escape from justice. A 2021 bust offered a glimpse into their lavish lifestyles, funded entirely by their illicit gains. Protected by corruption and evasion tactics, these ringleaders operate with near impunity. Think you're too smart to be scammed? Think again, because for every basic scam, there's a highly effective and manipulative scheme waiting to exploit even your everyday online activity. For example, that data you share with a website might be sold to a scam operation, instantly putting you in their crosshairs. These aren't just simple cons, they're sophisticated operations designed to exploit human psychology. Have you ever been excited by the thought of winning a large prize or lottery, only to discover it was a scam? Prize scams operate on the promise of significant winnings. Victims are initially thrilled at the news, only to be asked for upfront fees or taxes to release their winnings. Once these fees are paid, the scammers disappear without a trace. Have you ever been thrilled to receive a job offer that seemed too good to refuse? Job scams prey on individuals seeking employment. Victims are enticed by attractive job postings and prestigious roles with seemingly high salaries. But before the job can start, they're asked to pay for training, certifications, or equipment. Once paid, the scammers vanish, leaving victims financially strained and jobless. Ever received a mysterious notification claiming you have an undelivered package? Fake delivery scams trick victims by presenting convincing messages stating that there's an issue with a package delivery. Victims pay minor fees believing it's a legitimate courier service, only to never receive their supposed parcel. If your computer has ever flashed alarming error messages urging you to act fast, you might be targeted by a tech support scam. These scams involve tricking people into believing they have serious computer problems. Consequently, victims are persuaded to install remote access software which gives scammers control of their machines and access to valuable data, potentially leading to theft or ransomware. Have you ever gotten a terrifying call claiming you owe taxes or might be arrested? Government impersonation scams rely on inducing fear and urgency. Scammers pose as government or law enforcement officials, threatening severe penalties unless immediate payment is made, typically through untraceable methods such as gift cards or cryptocurrency. Ever wondered how someone could fall in love online and send large sums of money to a stranger? Romance scams are a long-term, emotionally manipulative con. Scammers build deep, trusting relationships with victims, sometimes over months or even years, creating emotional dependence. Eventually, they fabricate emergencies or hardships, persuading victims to send large amounts of money out of compassion or love. How about the lure of extraordinary financial returns? Ever been tempted? Investment scams promise huge profits through seemingly legitimate opportunities, like cryptocurrency or stocks. Initially, small returns are provided, building trust. As victims invest larger amounts, scammers suddenly disappear with all funds, leaving victims financially devastated. Ever heard the phrase pig butchering in the context of scams? Pig butchering scams are among the most sophisticated and manipulative. Scammers meticulously cultivate relationships, blending romance and investment advice. Victims, emotionally and financially invested, are guided step by step to deposit substantial sums into fake investment platforms. Once heavily invested, scammers vanish, leaving victims facing severe emotional trauma and financial ruin. Each scam meticulously exploits human emotions: fear, excitement, greed, sympathy, or love. With scripts tailored to push emotional buttons precisely, scammers ensure maximum effectiveness, making each interaction a carefully calculated trap. Let's meticulously examine various scam types from simple to highly complex operations. Imagine this. You click on a link in an email, seemingly from your bank. It looks identical. The login page, the branding, everything. You enter your credentials, and then a request for a verification code pops up. You enter it thinking you're securing your account, but on the other side, the scammers have your real bank's login page pulled up, using your credentials and OTP in real time to drain your account. They've replicated trust only to steal it away in seconds. This is the silent trap of fake websites and phishing campaigns. Imagine your bank's number flashes on your screen. You answer, instantly trusting, completely unaware you've just opened the door to a thief. This is caller ID spoofing. Spoofing allows the scammers to mask their true identity, leaving you vulnerable and ready for the next step in their elaborate game. Next, the relentless robocalls. You pick up and you hear a robotic, pre-recorded voice, demanding immediate action. But this isn't just a random call. They've masked their number, making the area code appear local, increasing the likelihood you'll answer. They're using automated systems to blast out thousands of calls at once. And when someone picks up, the system instantly connects them to a live agent. They bombard you relentlessly, creating urgency and panic, forcing you into quick, irrational decisions. Then, the reach of remote access software. Imagine this: your computer suddenly displays alarming warnings, flashing error messages, and a pop-up offers urgent technical support. A calm, professional voice guides you through installing software like TeamViewer or AnyDesk, promising to fix the problem. You think you're getting help, but you're actually granting them complete unrestricted access. They can see everything on your screen, access your personal files, steal your banking details, passwords, even lock your system with ransomware, holding your digital life hostage. They turn your own computer against you, leaving you helpless and violated. And now the chilling precision of AI and deepfake technology. Imagine receiving a call or even a video where the voice and face are undeniably familiar. A loved one, a trusted colleague. They're pleading for help. This isn't a simple impersonation. AI voice cloning and deepfake video technology allows scammers to create hyper-realistic replicas, mimicking not just appearance, but subtle vocal inflections and mannerisms. They exploit your deepest emotional connections, making the deception incredibly persuasive and often devastatingly effective. But how, with all this, do they get away with it? The answer lies in a system where law and corruption mix together, a system you're about to see far more broken than you can possibly imagine. If these scam centers are so dangerous, why are they so hard to shut down? The answer is alarming. It's a battle against deep-rooted corruption. Imagine a scenario where law enforcement, the very people meant to stop these criminals, are instead on their payroll. This isn't just a rare occurrence. There are numerous reports and allegations that bribery of local police and officials in third world countries is a common practice, providing a safety net for these illegal operations. In some cases, corrupt officials receive handsome payments, ensuring that scam centers can operate openly, even when their locations are known. This level of corruption creates a system where justice is not only blind, but also compromised. This corruption is deeply connected to another critical factor: the grip of poverty. Economic hardship creates a vulnerable population. In many third world countries, high unemployment forces individuals to seek any means of income. Scam centers exploit this desperation, offering a seemingly viable option where few alternatives exist. This isn't just about individual choices, it's a reflection of a systemic economic problem that pushes people towards these illicit activities. These factors then combine with the challenge of borders, because scam operations often reach across international lines. While law enforcement is typically confined by national borders, a scammer in one country can easily defraud someone in another, and this jurisdictional maze severely complicates legal action. To understand the challenges, consider the hurdles the US faces in prosecuting overseas scammers, a process that's rarely simple. The US Justice Department typically must formally request the third world country's government to investigate and potentially arrest the suspect, a request that then navigates through diplomatic channels, often leading to bureaucratic delays. Even when the request is received, the third world country's law enforcement agencies have to gather evidence according to their own legal standards, which may differ significantly from US standards. Finally, if evidence is found, the third world country may or may not agree to extradite the suspect to the US for trial. This entire process is not only complex, but also time-consuming, often taking months or even years with no guarantee of success. And there's one final, crucial advantage for the scammers: technology. They're quick to adopt and adapt, often outpacing law enforcement. Funded by their illicit profits, they invest heavily in sophisticated tools: AI voice cloning, caller ID spoofing, encrypted communication, leaving authorities struggling to keep up in this digital arms race. They operate in the shadows, and tracing them is like chasing ghosts. So, the next time your phone rings with an unfamiliar number, remember the vast, organized machinery that might be on the other end. The power to fight back lies in understanding their tactics, in staying informed, vigilant, and yes, skeptical. Because knowledge, as we've seen, is your strongest weapon. If you found this deep dive eye-opening, help us spread that knowledge. Like, subscribe, and join the community dedicated to questioning everything. After all, in a world of scams, it's the only way to stay one step ahead.